This is the sausage blueberry bobo biscuit. Um, it looks good, man. I got a few different sauces here. We'll try today. I got the Bo special sauce. I got the honey mustard sauce, and then I have the peach honey pepper sauce as well. I got a diet Coke Zero, Coke Zero. I got this special. I got this deal. It was the Bo Nuggets. You know, what's up? First time chatter. Supreme Banks. What's up, dude? Favorite TikToker. Hey, I appreciate you. The official rug is gifting one tier, one sub to Nick's community. It's in their first gift sub in the channel. I don't know exactly what that means. They gifted it to Zari Eats. Hey, shout out to Zari Eats. I've seen that. I've seen that name before for sure. I think on Instagram, dude. So shout out to Zari Eats. Michael and I are both sick with the flu, said Christy. I'm sorry. That sucks. That is brutal. I hope it's not too bad. You know, last time I had the flu, I think it was maybe like 5 years ago. And it wasn't great. It was one of those, in bed, sweating. Oh, it's bad, said Christy. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That sucks. Oh, man. What do people take? Tamiflu? I think Tamiflu is something that people use to like shorten the lifespan, maybe, of the flu. Supreme Binks said, it means you made $2.50 from someone gifting a sub to someone else. Got to get yourself some emotes. Hey, shout out to Supreme Binks, man. That's awesome. I'm trying to like learn this. There's a lot to learn here. They gave me a drink and no straw. They gave me a drink with a lid that requires a straw without a straw. This Bojangles is ridiculous. Every time I go to this Bojangles, they mess something up. They had a special today on Uber Eats, and it was the little Bo Nuggets. Their little nugget action. And the lady gets there to pick up the order on Uber Eats, and she's like, "Hey, they don't have the nuggets." Like, how are you a chicken spot with like tenders and nuggets basically as the menu, and you don't have the nuggets? That's all right. I was like, let's see if they have the tenders. So we went with the tenders. Supreme Bink said definitely a lot to learn, but you've got a wonderful base from TikTok. Already got the community. Hey, I really appreciate everyone supporting. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I'm on all those platforms for the food reviews, and then this is exclusive right here. What we're doing here. This is just on Twitch. So we'll see if we can't get a couple more people to come on over. What is this, a pube? I think it might be a pube, dude. I don't know if you guys can see that. A little puby. Slightly puby. Is the picture okay, guys? Because it comes, it looks like it's good, and then sometimes it looks a little laggy. I hope that's not happening. Crystal clear, said Christy. Awesome, thank you so much. All right, let's see what we're working with here. Let's try out this blueberry bobo. Christy has been telling me about this thing for the longest time. I've never had one. So this looks like a blueberry. Yes, I have that's 50% of your daily pube intake. Yo, that was funny. What happened to that chat? Was it? Oh, okay, cool. It was like highlighted in red for a second. I don't know why. Supreme Banks said Mackenzie. Yes, let's do the Kenzie cam. Let's see if this works. Uh-oh. Look at that. You guys can see that, right? Just want to make sure. Yes, okay, cool. The Kenzie cam. Got that set up. Got a couple different camera angles here. I just had to approve it. Okay, so let's get into... Yeah, that's Dale. Dale is on the bench back there. Okay, let's try out this Bowberry biscuit. It comes with a sausage patty on it. I just got it OG. And I think there's some sort of white cream. I think this is just like... Someone dropped just like a load of white cream in this little container here. We'll try it out. We'll see how this... All right, I think I'm going to have to dip it. We'll try it raw dog first, though. Ooh, that little blueberry action. You're getting that little hint of sweetness with the blueberries, and then the savoriness coming through with the sausage. I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's the world's greatest sausage, but the biscuit's delicious. Christy said, to be fair, my recommendation was always for just the biscuit. So if it's butt, it's the sausage. Well, yeah, I could definitely differentiate. Okay, this sausage is, I don't think I would go out of my way for a piece of sausage. I think you could get other stuff on here though. I was reading that I was doing my in-depth research on Uber Eats, and it was like, would you like to add an egg to it? And I was like, maybe next time. I'll try it raw dog first. A little bit of this white cream. How am I supposed to do this, dude? Ooh. Whoever put this thing together did a phenomenal job. Very, very good. Very good. You know, the extra sweetness from this white icing helps mask the deer ankle flavor from the sausage. But it's good. Like, that's a good item. I would 100% get that again if I was doing Bojo's. We've had one Bojo's night here since we lived here. You know, we bring Mackenzie and we go and get we got the family pack, you know, of like chicken tenders and like the family mac and cheese and the sides and the biscuits, and man, it was good. It was good. I liked doing that. It was kind of a fun family experience. Let's see what Mackenzie's up to. Maybe we should lower that. Maybe we should lower it a little bit. What do you think? Maybe I can tilt that down a little bit. Oh, there you go. Mackenzie in high def. Let's move into a little bit of the chicken here. I think that's the next move. G Fishy said, I had Bojangles once in North Carolina. The sausage gravy was perhaps the worst thing I've ever seen. Damn. Yeah, that sausage gravy. I saw it on the menu today and I was like, should I get this? No, I didn't get it. I think I tried it in the review that I actually did for Bojangles maybe like two and a half years ago. And I don't remember much from it. It wasn't like super rememberable. That's not the right word. It was very forgettable. How about that? Bojo's. Let's get into the chicken here. I got a couple desserts as well. I guess you could call that a dessert. I got this is a salted caramel. Oh, I gotta switch the thing back. It's just Mackenzie. My bad, guys. This right here is a caramel apple cinnamon biscuit. So this is like a dessert type deal. We're gonna get into the chicken though because Mackenzie is locked and loaded. She's right here. Can you guys maybe you can see her on the main on the main camera? That's cool. Hey, we have 10 viewers, man. Shout out to all 10 viewers that are watching right now. What's up, Landon Tackett? Landon Tackett 3. What's up, Nick? Love the food reviews, brother. Hey, I appreciate you, Landon. Thanks for being here today on the beautiful Wednesday morning, or afternoon, technically. Um, I made the start time for this 12:15, and it's tough when I'm like ordering the food because, like I said, the lady got there and Bojangles was like, "We don't have any chicken nuggets today. Would you like something else?" You know, and a little hitch he happens here and there when you're trying to order food, especially with Uber or DoorDash. And so if I'm like, 10, 15 minutes late, that I'm gonna be here. I will be here. You might have. Is there like a notification thing going on? Can you? Is that like a thing on Twitch? Let's try the French fries out. They look good. They look like pretty good French fries here. What's up, Stefan Max? Yo, greetings from Glasgow, Scotland. Shout out to Scotland, man. Is Scotland the place where that red-haired fellow from The Simpsons is from? The groundskeeper Willie? I pulled that from the depths of my brain. Yep. Okay, cool. Okay. You missed the scone tasting, said G Fishy. I'm gonna circle back to everything here. Ooh, I like the little seasoning that they're putting on here. Oh, dropped one. I think it's time for a Kenji Cam. Oh, that's a super close up. Ooh. You got the French fry. You got a French fry. She's like looking down like, damn, I wish I didn't eat it so fast. What a goof. Um, is it Stefan? Stefan said, yep, got a notification previously, only seen you on Facebook. Very cool. I like how they do that, the notification thing they got going on. Their hash browns are better than their fries, said Christy. We did do the hash browns the last time. Like I said, we did like a Bojo's night. We got that family pack. And we got the bow rounds. I think that's what they're called. Um, and yeah, they were really good. They really had a nice crisp on the outside. Just like a round tater tot type deal. And they were really good. Um, you guys call it a biscuit, but to refined cultures, it's a scone. That's funny. We use biscuit to mean cookies. Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, this is I'm gonna save this one for dessert because it is a dessert here. So those fries are good, man. Honestly, good amount of seasoning. There's definitely like garlic powder, onion powder. Is there garlic powder? Yeah, probably. Salt, pepper. I think paprika. It's like a good little seasoning blend they put on the fries. Easy squeezy type of seasoning blend that you could put on any frozen fry to just elevate it. I despise when I get frozen French fries and there's not a lick of anything on it besides like freezer burn. They're so oniony. I love it, said Christy. Yeah. Yeah, the bow rounds are delightful. Long form Nick Munching, eh? What's up? What's up, how do you say this one? Eliot? Eliot. Man. Elliot. Wow. Wow. That took me a little bit too long. That's a little embarrassing. Elliot. Yes. Yep. Man, you gotta give me an extra like second or two, you know? Um, Elliot. That's a cool name. Elliot. Isn't that the name of the fellow that rescued E.T.? I think it is. Here's the chicken tenders. They look pretty good. Yeah, they're good. A little bit of zip on the back end there. Nice little crunch on the outside as well. I like that. That's a good chicken tender. I did try these the last time. Like I said, we did a Bojangles night, um, and we got the tenders, and they were good. So when she told me that they were all out of the Bojangles nuggets today, I was like, get the tenders. Those are still good. Let's get into these sauces. I got three different sauces here. Uh, Landon Tackett said, Nick, did you move away from Buffalo? Yes, I did. I moved from Buffalo, I want to say, excuse me, maybe like 3.5 years ago. Maybe 4.5. Something like that. We'll start off here with the honey mustard. A little bit of honey musty action going on. Chrissy said, have I tried the bone-in chicken from Bojangles? Potentially. Potentially in that one review that I did like 2.5 years ago. I can't remember. It's hard to say. This is the honey mustard. It looks delightful. I'm loving the color on that honey mustard. All right, here we go. Smacking. Absolutely smack-a-lackin'. Honey mustard. Nice and sweet. It's not one of those honey mustards that has horseradish in it. There are some honey mustards that they put that little spicy twang almost in there. Some people do not like them. My fiance Megan, she does not like the honey mustards that have the horseradish in there. Hey man, honey mustard takes me back to my youth. Landon said, I remember you saying you moved to LA for a bit, but I thought you went back to Buffalo. Yeah, man, I was in LA I lived in LA for a couple different stretches. I basically lived there when I was like 19. I was 19 when I moved out there originally, and then lived there for a couple of years, and then moved back to Buffalo. I originally moved out there because I was doing social media marketing. I was working for a company, helping their social media grow and stuff. And then when I went back to Buffalo, I started my own company and started doing social media for businesses in Buffalo, under my own company name, which was Buffalo Digest back in the day. I built like a large audience of Buffalo pages, and it was basically a platform to boost my clients on. So it worked pretty well. And then I was able to build it up to the point to where I had high paying clients that I didn't have to be in Buffalo for. So I moved back to LA, and I got a few more clients in LA. One of them was this NBA player, man. Shout out to Samaki Walker. Great guy, dude. I met him in a LA Fitness playing basketball. Go figure, right? He was training a couple kids, and I got to talking with Samaki, and like I said, really nice guy. One of the first like strangers that I would say that I really like sat down with, and like we like connected at a really great level, and he understood what I did. Because back then, like, the social media marketing thing wasn't like huge. It was just it was getting there, you know? And yeah, I got to work with Samaki, a couple other like restaurants. And then when the pandemic hit, I moved back to Buffalo because, restaurants close, gyms close. Then you can't pay your marketing people, So I moved back to Buffalo then. After about it was a few years. I was in LA again the second time. So in total, LA, I lived there for maybe about 5 years. And it was cool. It was cool. Towards the end, it wasn't cool. And it's one of the reasons why I left, But yeah, I lived in Buffalo for a few years after that and worked with my father, which was really cool. He had a remodeling company and learned how to build bathrooms and kitchens and different electrical work and plumbing work, and it was so much fun getting to work with my dad. That was like one of the most fulfilling things up until that point in my life where I was like, this is really awesome, And then that's when I met Megan on Instagram. Uh, she slid into my DMs, and then we just hit it off. And she was going to school in Connecticut, so had to move there. Had to support the lady going through PA school. So, what is up, Richard87? How you doing today, Richard87? In the chat. Sounds like a delicious combo. I agree with your girlfriend, said Stefan. Yeah, with the honey mustard with the, oh my gosh, horseradish. I like those little emotes. What is that, Beavis and Butthead, Richard? That's pretty cool. People keep telling me I got to do like the custom emotes on here, and I'm not sure exactly how to do that, but I will Google that and figure out how to get that done. So for Friday, that we'll have those custom emotes. Christy said, do you remember Parlor Donuts? There's a location here. I've definitely got to try one day. Yes, Christy, Parlor Donuts is awesome. Like, as far as chain donut spots go, they have a couple that are really, really, really good. And then there were a couple that weren't so good, but at the same time, maybe they were just a little, maybe they were cooked a little bit ago versus the ones that I thought were good. But yeah, it's like a cronut type deal. Really awesome. Yeah, the French toast, exactly, Christy. It was the French toast one that was amazing. And I've heard that there's other good ones there too. G Fishy said you should have been discovered in LA. I'll tell you a quick story. This is going to be kind of crazy, but I was technically kind of discovered during the pandemic. I got contacted by this modeling agency, and they were called LA, I think it was like LA Fit Models or something. And I thought it was like a fit thing, like a fitness model thing. Oh, man. It wasn't. It wasn't a fit model thing. What does that say? Pre-roll ads are disabled for 45 minutes. I don't know what that means. Pre-roll ads? Apparently there's... Oh, okay. There's ads apparently. I didn't even know that was a thing on here. So yeah, I get discovered by this fit modeling agency, and I'm like, yeah, cool. Like, I'm a fit guy. That sounds fun, like cool. And so I go to my first what's it called? Casting. I go to my first casting, right? And it's for MeUndies. MeUndies. I think it's like an Australian underwear company, and I go into this warehouse, and then in this warehouse there's like a meeting room in the middle, like a glass separated meeting room, and there's a bunch of women in there. Christy said, I remember this story. So there's a bunch of women in this like small meeting room that's has glass walls inside of this big warehouse where, like, I'm assuming they're making the MeUndies or whatever, packaging, whatever it is. And there's like 8 or 9 women like sitting around this round table with like clipboards and shit. And, I walk in and they're like, okay, like, your dressing room's over there in the corner. And it's, I swear to God, it was literally one of those like tri-fold Chinese separator things. Excuse me. And so I'm like, you want me to change there? And they're like, yeah, go ahead, change. And so now I'm like bare ass naked, in this room full of like 8 or 9 women with clipboards. And I'm like I said, bare ass naked. I'm trying on these different underwears. And so I'll put on the underwear, and I walk out of the little trifold. Like I said, it's a trifold thing in the corner. It's not, there was no door. There's no like There's like little like slits, in the trifold separator where you can like see through the cracks. And I'm behind like the separator. I'm like looking through the cracks. I'm like trying to see if like these people are looking at my shit. And so I try on a few different pairs of their MeUndies, and I walk. I have to do like a catwalk in front of these women, and they're like writing things down on their clipboard, and at the end of it, I try on like 5 or 6 different pairs of underwear, and at the end of it, I put my clothes on, and they say thank you, and I leave, and it turns out, and this is when I knew I was not made for being in this world. When I was done, they said thank you. I left, and I had this weird feeling when I left. I was like, man, that was very invasive. That didn't feel good. I didn't have a good feeling after that, and it turns out I didn't get the part of being an underwear model because I was too in shape. And I go, wait, you're telling me I'm too in shape to be an underwear model, and my entire life I had figured like an underwear model would be somebody that's in shape, and I go, oh no, what is this? So I go to the MeUndies website, and I look at it, and I'm like, oh, that's why I didn't get the part. Um, it turns out that they weren't looking for somebody who was in shape. And I basically went through like a humiliation ritual, um, just just to find out that I wasn't fat enough to get the part. I was like, damn. I don't think I'm cut out for this, if I'm being honest. I like how I look. I like being in shape, and I like being healthy as I'm sitting here tearing down Bojangles. Um, so yeah, when I left LA, I was like, listen, take me off your call list or whatever it is. I appreciate you reaching out, but this is not a job for me. All right, let's check these super chats. Sorry about that tangent here. I just had to respond to G Fishy talking about being discovered in LA. If I had stayed out there for another 10 years, and continued to pluck away at it, probably something else would have happened. But with the price of rent and during the pandemic, the amount of homeless, and everything was just out of control in Los Angeles. It was a dreadful place to be. They closed down parks. If you were like walking outside without a mask on, people would like look at you like you were Hitler or something. And it's like, I'm just like taking a walk on the sidewalk. Uh, I don't know. I don't know what I did to make you so mad at me. But useful skill, said Stefan. Yes, exactly. With my dad. Dad. Shout out to Dad. Um, what did I think of the Dallas food scene, said Richard87. So when I went to Dallas, I mainly stayed in like the Plano, like in between Plano and Dallas, because I really wanted to go to Hutchins Barbecue in McKinney, and Hutchins was great. I was glad that I stayed where I did, and I did a lot of like McKinney. I did a lot of McKinney and a decent amount of Plano, and then a little bit of Dallas. Just I did like 3 or 4 spots in Dallas, I think. So I want to go back to Dallas. I really liked it. I liked the area. I thought there was good food there, and I didn't get a full taste of the Dallas food scene. I've been to Dallas twice now. I want to say maybe I've done like 5 or 6 reviews that are in Dallas technically, and I can tell that there's good food. I can tell that the people mainly seem, decent, and I liked the way that the highway systems worked, and it makes it very easy to like get around. So it's definitely a place I'll be going back to. Um, Give it half an hour, someone's bound to turn up offering to make some custom emotes. Is that how that works? Um, yeah, got a 30-second ad on joining the channel. Dang, I didn't know they do that, dude. That's kind of crazy. It was cold that day. Too chiseled will make people feel bad. I think that's part of it. Yeah. They also had like very obese people. They had a couple guys that looked like they were maybe, 40 years old and like didn't leave the house and just like played video games and ate pizza all day. And I get that, because that's like average for a lot of people. But then there were obese people, and I was like, oh, this is definitely not what I'm supposed to be doing. So, um, you can't make yourself look fat, no tensing. Elliot said, I'm in Fort Worth. Curious where you would go here. Fort Worth. Do you have any recommendations for Fort Worth, Texas? Because that's probably where I would stay next, is like in between Dallas and Fort Worth, just so I can bounce back and forth between those two places since I already did the McKinney thing. Christy said, did anything sketchy happen in Birmingham or Atlanta? We feared for your safety. Yeah, the Atlanta one was crazy because there was Grindhouse Burgers in Atlanta, dude. Oh my gosh. I'll never forget that. I pull up into the parking lot of Grindhouse Burgers in Atlanta, and there's literally a I want to say there's literally an obese African American woman on top of a car with her skirt, like her dress or whatever it was, like pulled all the way up so you could see her underwear, and twerking on the car. I was like, this is Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta for sure. Uh, and so in my head, I'm like, man, I don't mind it, but just like, please stay over there, you know? Uh, and sure enough, I get out of I park, I get out of my truck, I go in, I grab my food, and as I'm coming back out to my truck, their little crew is now heading into Grindhouse Burgers, and that's when she did the the whole thing. And she's like, "Ooh, damn," and I'm like, "Excuse me, ma'am." She's like, "You won't get a little bit of a taste of that white salsa?" I'm like, I just laughed. I was like, "This is," and then her friends were laughing. They were like, "Leave him alone." White salsa. Yeah, that's a nickname to remember. White salsa. Uh, Atlanta. Um, it wasn't a bad experience, but it was an experience nonetheless. Did I ever fear for my safety in Atlanta? I don't think so. No, no. The I'm trying to think. Did I ever fear? I don't know if I've ever feared for my safety, to be honest. Um, Connecticut was the only place I feared for my safety. Excuse me. That's because we lived in like the ghetto, and there were literally people. Like I would like walk outside in the morning, and there would be people. Yeah, the bush people. There would be people like passed out in the bushes, um, and they didn't speak any English. I'm like, what is going on? How is this even possible? Like, where did these people come from? Where do these people have homes? Why are they passed out in bushes? And literally like in the bushes at this park, dude. It was unbelievable, and those were the times when I most feared for my life. One time I was outside, and um, this guy just didn't say anything, and it was real late, maybe midnight or something. A guy didn't say anything. He just started walking, and I'm like, that's a weird time for someone to be walking. And then they started coming towards me, and I was like, that's weird that they're coming towards me. And I like look around behind me. I'm like, there's nobody else here. That's weird. So I do a little like, hey, how you doing? Nothing. Just pure silence as he continued to walk towards me. That's when I ran behind the bleachers, actually in front of the bleachers. Because this happened like right off the sidewalk. Right off the sidewalk, there's, a little bit of grass, and then there's bleachers that face the field. So I was standing like behind the bleachers. I didn't have Mackenzie with me either. And so this guy started walking towards me. I ran in front of the bleachers like this, so now I'm in front of the bleachers, and I'm looking over the bleachers, and I can see the top of his head, just continuing to follow me. And so I walk towards the other end of the bleachers, and I turn around and I look, and this guy is just staring at me. He turned the corner of the bleachers, and he's staring at me, and there's a fence to my left, the bleachers to my right, and there's me, and then there's this guy. And he's just like that. And I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? You good? And then he starts walking towards me aggressively. And in that moment, fight or flight hit. I never ran so fast in my life. I got the hell out of there so fast. I left that guy in the dust. There was no way he was going to catch me. There's not a chance that guy was going to catch me. That was the scariest moment of my life. The scariest moment, undeniably. I ran around to like the other side. I ran like a block down the street to like make sure he didn't see me going into like this apartment building, and it was crazy. It was wild. I do want to try another one of these sauces. So we're gonna get back in this. Let's check the chat real quick here. Terrifying. Yeah, it was. It was genuinely. What are you doing down there, Mackenzie? Check the Kenzie cam going. There she is. Let me try to lower this. Almost there. All right, let's get one of these other sauces going here. They have Bo's special sauce here. We'll try this one next. Oh, did you guys see the Candace Owens thing? Candace Owens, after telling TPUSA and Erica Kirk, anytime, any place, anywhere, we don't need lawyers, I'll show up. Let's debate this out. And TPUSA goes, okay, how about December 15th in 2 weeks? And Candace goes, I can't do it that day. With no explanation. She goes, I can't do that. And all of her followers are like, of course she's not going to do that, because then they would kill her. Candace instead goes, I am going to live stream your live stream on that day. So then she would have no pushback against what she was saying. And then Erica Kirk goes, hey, Candace, you're going to meet me on December 15th in person. We're going to have a private meeting. And Candace goes, okay. She has to say okay to that meeting, because Erica Kirk and Turning Point USA they're basically going to sue the shit out of her, basically, is what's the point of that meeting. Candace Owens went and met with Erica Kirk. We talked about this on Monday as well. Candace went and met with Erica Kirk, right? Met with their lawyers as well. The lawyers were present. They were there. They most definitely told her, Erica and Turning Point USA and their lawyers told told Candace, stop saying that we killed Charlie Kirk, because we didn't. Here's proof. And as far as defamation goes, like once somebody has presented the proof that they didn't do something and it's acknowledged by lawyers, the moment that Candace goes on her show and says Turning Point and Erica killed them, if she did that again, then she would be in a huge lawsuit. So what she did was she had her meeting with Erica and Turning Point, and then she goes on her show later and she goes, well, Maybe it wasn't Erica. Maybe it wasn't Turning Point. But there's some bad people that work in Turning Point, definitely. Um, it's like, okay, now she's backpedaling. Now you're backpedaling, Candace. And it's like we all knew that you were going to backpedal. That's why you didn't want to do the in-person debate with Turning Point USA. But the moment Erica says it, obviously it's like, okay, it's a little bit bigger of a deal. Christy said, she said, we talked about the Egyptian planes and my eyes rolled out of my head. Yeah, the whole Egyptian plane thing. If you look on Twitter, there's so many videos of people debunking the Egyptian planes and literally using Candace's own graph, her own spreadsheet, and being like, look, the plane was in a different country, and you're saying that it was following Erica Kirk. It wasn't even in the country at that time. I think like close to 60, maybe it's 45%. I wrote it down somewhere. Like 40% of the instances, the plane wasn't even in the same country as Erica Kirk. First of all. Second of all, we don't, in that spreadsheet that Candace Owens provided her proof, she never even had Erica Kirk's location on there. She just had Turning Point events. And then as far as overlap with these planes following Erica Kirk, which was actually Turning Point events in her graph, there was a 3-day window to count as following Erica Kirk. 3 days, which means if Turning Point had an event where Erica Kirk wasn't even there, and then 2 days later a plane happens to fly by, Candace Owens is saying that's proof that the Egyptian planes killed Charlie. It's genuinely one of the craziest things I think I've ever heard anybody say. It's been debunked, and the fact that she's now coming out with it was hilarious last night on her show. Candace says, I'm coming out with an interactive map so you can follow the planes. And Erica, it'll be on my website, and I've been working on it for about a week. And it's like, you've been working on it for a week, but you just had your meeting with Erica yesterday. So all this new information that you gained from Erica and Turning Point USA, you're not applying any of that information to your Egyptian plane theories, and you've been building it for over a week now. So it's old information that's going to come out in this new interactive map, where you'll be able to see Egyptian planes. Apparently, I don't know. G Fishy, she wants her cake and eat it too. It's basically what happened on. If you guys remember on Monday's show, I told you guys Erica Kirk is going to bring Candace into that room and tell her, hey, you have to stop blaming us for the murder of Charlie. Period. Here's our evidence that we didn't do it. Here's our lawyer. Told you guys Monday. Sure enough, last night, Candace comes on the show and says, maybe it wasn't Erica Kirk. Maybe it wasn't TPUSA. But the Egyptian planes! Oh, that's something else. Something else, Candace, honestly. Like I said, I got friends that are wrapped up in the Candace thing, and no one can make any sense of any of it. It's all just hearsay, slapping shit at the wall to see what sticks. Now, apparently, the Egyptian planes, she says, are Israeli planes. So they were originally Egyptian planes, and apparently now they're Israel. It's Israel, and I don't know. I don't know how she's going to spin her way out of this one, because it looks pretty obvious to me that she's toast. Let's get into this Bowberry sauce. Is it Bowberry or Bow sauce? Bow's special sauce here. Looks like there's a lot of seasonings in there, like pepper and maybe some cayenne or something. You should get work doing Candace's social media. Gee, fishy. I want nothing to do with that. This is pretty good. Maybe some paprika in there. Definitely peppery, definitely creamy. That's a good sauce. It's different, much different from the honey mustard. What else is in here? It's almost given like a garden vegetable cream cheese type of vibe. The little splash of horseradish, I think, in that one. Let me read the ingredients. Paprika ranch. Yeah, I think that's, I think it's probably what it is here. Soybean oil, high fructose corn syrup, horseradish sauce. There you go. Red bell pepper. There you go. So there's the garden vegetable cream cheese. That's where that flavor is coming from. Onion, turmeric, lemon juice concentrate, garlic. Yeah, it's good. I like that one. Sorry, guys. All right, so let's open up this one. Peach honey pepper. Peach honey pepper. That's cool because I'm using my phone. I'm using the back side of my phone, and when I bring things super close up, it has like that HD thing going on. Weird combo, said Stefan Max Z. Yeah. Excuse me. Elliot said, do you do intermittent fasting? Yes, I do. Not today, obviously. Normally, like yesterday, I didn't eat till 5 p.m. I just feel good. I feel good when I do that. Not that this makes me feel bad, but damn. I think I've tried this one before. I always got to get the sauce off the lid there. I think this is nice and going to be nice and sweet. Peppery. Definitely peppery and peachy. So you're getting the sweet, you're getting heat. Dude, all these sauces are good. Does Bojangles have the best sauces in the fast food game? I think they might. You got the Bo sauce here. You got the sweet peach, pepper, and the honey mustard. This is just 3 of their sauces. Kind of unique as well. Who else is doing peach heat pepper sauce? That's a unique one. I like that a lot. If I didn't fast, I could be a model. I know. Came in for the shoot, and they were like, "This guy's a little too healthy. Not gonna work." Alrighty. They've started doing a house-made ranch after they introduced wings, said Christy. I'm gonna have to check out those wings. I've not tried the wings yet from Bojo's. This sauce right here, it's still hitting. The peach honey pepper, it's definitely still hitting. Coke Zero. I love when they fill the cup up with, oh shit. I love when they fill the cup up with like 90% ice. It's basically ice up to here, and then they put the drink in there. And I was going to order light ice. In the app, they didn't have that option. It was either get cucked with ice or no ice. So it's either you get a watery drink or you get a hot drink. Those are your only 2 options. I chose get cucked with ice today. It's a little watery, but at least it's not hot. So I guess that's a good thing. Gfishy95 said, "What are foods or flavors that I hate?" Um, I don't like olives. I don't like olives. There's something going on with olives, dude. What are they? What are they? Green? Some of them are black. Some of them have pits. Some don't. Make up your mind. What's the deal with olives? Something weird's going on there. They're in jars, but it's a fruit. Why is it in a jar? It's a fruit. Can you buy fresh olives? Is that a thing that you can do? Can you go to the store and buy fresh olives? Or are olives actually something else? The olives wear burgundy shirts, said Christy. Exactly. Candace Owens might have to look into olives, especially if people with maroon shirts enjoy olives. Because at that point, olives killed Charlie Kirk, dude. At that point, the olive mafia is coming for me. I know. I gotta stop talking about olives, dude. The olive mafia. What is this, dude? What's in here? What's in here? Sweetie pie. Let's do the sweetie pie, and then we'll do the caramel apple biscuit action. I've never tried this sweet potato pie from Bojangles. Sounds like something, huh? 10 viewers, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Climbing the ladder. Thank you to everyone who's watching. Looks like you have cinnamon and sugar on top of this sweet potato pie. A little bit of Bojo's. Here we go. It's good. It's good for sure. It's not overly sweet. You're getting a little bit of cinnamon on the front end, a little bit of sugar on the back end, but mainly this sweet potato puree. They did a good job with this. It's not overly sweet. It's very, very creamy. It's subtle, and I like that. I think when you do a sweet potato pie, if it tastes too much like sweet potato, it's not going to be enjoyable for everyone. Some people will really enjoy that. But when you do a sweet potato pie like this, nice flaky crust on the outside, warm, ooey gooey center that's not overly sweet. You're getting the cinnamon. Delightful. Delightful. G Fishy said, "I love how Americans say caramel. We do it caramel." Yeah, caramel. Caramel. A clip. Thanks, Christy. Olives killed Charlie Kirk. Candace Owens, next conspiracy. The olives did it. The olive shirt people. First clip. Thank you, Chris. Shout out to Christy for making the first clip. That's funny. The olive shirt people. First maroon, now olive. You never know with these people. They can't just wear a white t-shirt. They can't just wear a black t-shirt. Maroon, are you kidding me? Little weird. Little weird. I'm just asking questions. This right here is the salted caramel apple biscuit. What'd you call this? G Fishy? Was it G Fishy that called this something? A cookie? What do you call this? A cookie? I'm gonna try the cookie here. A scone. Thank you. Fire. Wow. Holy shit. That's actually like eating this tastes like I took like a step into a beautiful home during the holidays, and they have that basket of potpourri out there, and you take a step into this house, and of course it's immaculate, totally clean, not a speck of dust in this entire house, and you get that aroma, you get that smell of not only cleanliness, but also they might have potpourri in the bathroom. I might have to just say I have to wash my hands to go take in that aroma. if they have pulpery, they might even have a nice hand soap. That's what this reminds me of right here. You're getting the crunchies of like a streusel type deal on top. You're getting this extremely pungent, sweet, caramely, appley flavor going on. And it's all sitting on top of this beautifully fluffy, pillow-esque biscuit. The biscuits at Bojangles make me question like other biscuits around, because when you can have a biscuit like this from a fast food joint, sometimes I go to these places and I'm like, how does Bojangles have better biscuits? How's that even possible? It shouldn't be. I went to Biscuit Belly in Fort Mill, South Carolina. It's a chain, and it was one of the worst biscuits I've ever had in my life. There's biscuits that I've had out there where you can pick up the biscuit, you could do that, and you would just have dust. It would be, a child would love it because they would think it's a new sandbox. And these biscuits from Bojangles are just soft, and they're almost moist. They're almost buttery on the inside. If a fast food place can figure it out, there's no way a restaurant shouldn't be able to figure it out. This is delightful, though. This is great. You can even see what I mean. It's just a soft, even without all the Megillah on top there, it's just a great biscuit. Yeah. Wow. You get the little chunks of apple pieces in there. The cinnamon smacked me in the face. This is a dessert right here. If you're looking for a dessert, I would go with this over the sweet potato pie. The sweet potato pie is good, but like I said, it's more subtle. It's more of like a backup dancer. This right here, this is Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk. Great. Great. What else do we have here? Do we have anything else in that bag? Let me check. Shout out to Dave X54, subscribed at tier 1. Christy said, you have to try Jackson, Alabama. Yes, I do. It's almost entirely exclusive to Alabama, with just a couple in neighborhood states. Fire biscuits. I really wanted to do Jack's when I was in Alabama last, Birmingham, Alabama. Wanted to do Jack's, did Milo's instead. Milo's, and I wish I had done Jack's. Next time I'm there, I'll do Jack's. And it's a good spot to do as well, because a lot of times I'll wake up in the morning, the day I have to leave somewhere, the day I have to leave a city. I wake up early in the morning because I got a long drive in front of me. And Jack's is one of those places where I was looking at their times, and they're open early as hell, and they're open late. So Jack's is definitely going to be on my next Alabama tour. What's up, Dave? Dave said, yo, Nick, love your videos. Welcome to Twitch. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate you. Yeah, exciting to be here on Twitch. Twitch kind of hooked it up with the check mark, and making me a partner, and seemed like a good opportunity to not only have another platform, but it seemed like a great opportunity to get closer to my audience. And it's one of the things I missed most about doing the Big Board show. I used to stream every day. About 2 years ago, I used to stream every day, and I loved doing it. I'm a yapper, so it was, I got better at it time after time. I was doing Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, 3 different tripods, 3 different phones, each phone 3 years older than the last. The one iPhone was like 9 years old, and people in the chat were like, why is this stream like in like I don't even know, dude, 480? Why is this in 480p? And I'm like, because the iPhone's 9 years old on that stream. If you want the quality stream, you got to go to blah blah blah. So yeah, we got a nice setup here. The old tripod, said Christy. Yeah, I might even still have it. I don't know. I'll have to see. Luckily, I was able to buy a couple of other tripod. I don't think I've bought another tripod since then because I bought two, and then I had that third one, which it was basically like a stick. I would have had a better stream if I went outside, grabbed a tree branch, snapped it off the tree, and went into my room and put it on the floor and taped a phone around it. It probably would have been a better setup, honestly. It was rough, said Christy. Yeah. So, yeah, big shout out to Twitch, man. It seems like they wanted me on the platform. I wanted to stream. So it works out, you know? And I honestly, I was going to do Mondays and Fridays, but I love this shit. Like, it's something in my tooth. My toothus is, there was something in there. I love this shit, dude. Like, I was on FaceTime with my buddy after the Monday stream, and I was telling him, I was like, man, there's just something about like connecting with the audience and getting to talk to you guys and also just sharing my opinions and thoughts, you know? Like I'm watching this show called me and my lady Megan, we're watching The Chair Company on HBO. I don't know. Have you guys seen that one? This is something I love about the stream. I get to tell you guys about this show that I'm watching and see what you guys think about it because I almost don't even know what I think about it right now. You're a natural, said G Fishy 95. Thank you for the support. Fancy doing some. What does that say? Gaming sometimes. I don't do much. I don't do any gaming, honestly. The only time I do gaming is when me and Megan just want to like do something different. I'll play that game Until Dawn, which is like a choose your own adventure type game on the PS4, I think it is. So I don't even have like a PS5. So probably not doing gaming stuff, but I do want to get a little bit better with this whole thing because it'd be cool if like while I was talking about things, I could have the video pop up, you know, right there. So that's something that, you know, I just figured this one out today. This is pretty cool. You know, we got the mic figured out. We got the Kenzie cam figured out. Kenzie and Dale hanging out. So yeah, that show, The Chair Company. Chrissy said, I haven't seen that one, but I love Tim Robinson. Elliot said, yeah, dude, crazy show, not so. That's the only way I can describe that show is, like I said, I was on FaceTime with my buddy telling him about the show, and he's a writer. He actually wrote The Chauffeur, this movie that I was in. It was like a short, but like it was like 48 minutes or something, 50 minutes. I was telling my buddy about it. I was like, dude, because he's always looking for shit that like isn't predictable. Because being a writer, it's like you can kind of see where things are going. I'm like, dude, if you want something where you have no idea what direction it's going in, you got to check out The Chair Company because I'm kind of the same way. Like a lot of stuff that I watch nowadays, it's just kind of like, all right, I can see where this is going, you know. But The Chair Company, I mean, there could be a midget hiding in a closet, dude. Anything can happen in that show. It's crazy. It's a crazy show, and it's fun because it's like a conspiracy thing. It's almost like it's like Candace Owens conspiracy. Coincidentally, Christy said, "Did you ever watch I Think You Should Leave?" No, I didn't. I didn't check that out. I Think You Should Leave. Is that the other Tim Robinson one? Is that also on HBO? Pluribus is my jam. Dude, shout out to Elliot. MPPJ. Shout out to MPPJ. I have been looking for more midgets in closets content. Yeah, if you're looking for that, dude, Chair Company. It's another show with Tim. Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to check that one out. I thought it was. Um, I thought that the Chair Company was a movie when I was watching it. I was like, this is done well. It's done differently. That's another big thing about it is not only is it not predictable in the sense of like you have no idea what's going to happen next. Megan put it on the one night, and I was editing a video. I was like, "Hey, do you mind if you just wait like can we wait like 10 minutes so I can finish editing this video cuz it's not the type of show that you can have on in the background because if you look away for 5 seconds, a midget could pop out of a closet, dude. Like that's it's that type of show. So, MPPJ said, I'll have to give it a look. Love your videos, by the way. Thank you, MPPJ. Shout out to you being in the chat as well. Hey, shout out to everybody that's here. 10 viewers. Let's go, baby. This is awesome. This is very cool. And I remember last time I couldn't tell how many viewers there were. And I was like, even if there's 0, you know, or even if there's 3 viewers, it doesn't matter. We're just having fun, man. I've been thinking of names for this. Y'all are early. Y'all are early on this train. So I was wondering if you guys had any input on like name of a show. And I would like to do like a logo. It'd be cool if I had like a logo. I could put little like a sticker on here, you know, that would be like a logo. I think it'd be nifty, you know. Maybe like what's new with Nick or something. The food stuff is cool. I was like, I don't know if I want that in the name or not, or what's new with Nick, something like that. Review and chill, that's a good one. Yeah. What's the plan for content? Said GFishy95. As far as content on here, or do you mean on the main channels? New shit with Nick. New shit with Nick. That's a good one. Streaming shit across America. Maybe if I have like a camera guy that could follow me around, you know, on these trips that I do, we could stream in real time so y'all can see the craziness of it. Here for a name. Streaming shit across America. Oh man. So I think we reviewed everything here. I'm just gonna enjoy this now. Oh, a little dry. So yeah, I think basically I'll be taking a couple clips from these live streams, and I think I'm gonna make like a new channel. I think I'll make a new channel on every platform that's just dedicated to clips from this show. I think that's probably the best way to do the clips, because if I post clips of me like talking about Candace Owens, you know, on like my food review page, I think that'd be better suited for a different page, and the different page would be the name of the show. New shit with Nick. What's new with Nick? Shitting with Nick. Still live stream from the bathroom. Stefan. Is it Stefan or Stefan? Stefan, because I know Stefan Johnson, the voiceover guy. Shitting across America. Some people on Facebook had some funny comments, you know, like, oh, you should rename it Shitting Across America. I think Mackenzie's still holding out for some chicken. Yeah, she is. She deserves some chicken, right? What do you think, Mackenzie? You want some chicken? You think you want some chicken? Are you a good girl? You deserve the chicken. Oh, maybe this Stefan. Stefan, okay, I got it. When I switch to the Kenzie cam, does my mic stay good or does the mic change? The mic shouldn't change. So, all right, girlfriend, come here. Come here. You got a piece of the chicken, huh? Seems the same. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. There you go, buddy. Ooh. You got the food, huh? Is that good? You got the chicken. Yeah, Mackenzie, they want to know your rating. What's your rating? What? 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 There we go. What do you rate it, buddy? 8.6? 8.6? You're crazy. You're crazy. I love you, buddy. You want another little piece? We'll get you another little piece. You love Bojo's, huh? Mackenzie loves Bojo's. That's her favorite, 13 viewers on the Kenzie cam. I'm just gonna keep the camera on Mackenzie the whole time. Ooh. Ooh. What's that? What's that right there? What's that right there? There's a little piece over here. There you go. There you go, guy. Ah, what a goof. What a goofball. Yeah, Mackenzie makes every day better. I tell her that too. I wake up in the morning, I roll over and she's in her little doggy bed. I'm like, Mackenzie, you make every day just a little bit better. We go on our walks in the morning. I suspect it's a more out of 10. Yeah, basically that's what 8.6. I mean, she is inspecting the ground there for sure. She's going in. She's like, I smell a piece of pepper somewhere in the carpet. She's like Hunter Biden looking for crack. Oh man. I love you, buddy. I do. Yeah, guys, don't worry. I'm not going to shock collar my dog like Hassan Piker. I'm pretty sure Hassan Piker has like a spot where his dog has to lay during. I'm gonna restart that. Mackenzie, lay down. I'm pretty sure Hassan Piker has like a spot where his dog is supposed to stay during his live streams, and when the dog tries to leave that spot, which is conveniently like right in frame, when the dog tries to leave, he like shock collars his dog, which is wild, which is horrible. I don't think people should be doing that for a stream, especially. I mean, kind of crazy. Manic chats with Mackenzie, Mackenzie and Nick. Dog content's the best content. Hey, it is, dude. She is the best. All right. What do we got going on here? I'm gonna try to finish this piece of chicken. Maybe Mackenzie will help. You're a stud, Mackenzie. What a stud. I need this sickness to go away, said Christy. Have you tried the Tamiflu thing? I think that's what some people do, right? Tamiflu. It's supposed to like shorten the length of a flu. Instead of it being like 5 or 6 days, I think it goes down to like 2 or 3 days, maybe. What are you just like constantly blowing your nose and sweating at night? The night sweats are brutal when you get a bad flu. Michael had some prescribed, but I haven't been able to go to the doc yet. Damn. Yeah, the Tamiflu I think should help. That's what the doctors say. Um, yeah, the sweating at night. I remember last time I had flu, like I said, it was maybe like 5 years ago. And I lost so much weight. Constantly coughing, sweating, body aches. Oh, that sucks, Christy. I'm sorry. Yeah, the body aches. Yeah, that's one of the worst feelings. It's just like laying in bed. Excuse me. Just like hoping that you make it. I remember, I think it was right before COVID. That's when I had the flu. I don't know what it was, but it was right before they announced COVID. It was maybe a month before, month or two. Before they announced COVID, and I was at LAX. I was just at LAX, and there's theories out there that people were saying COVID was in America before, a little bit before people realized it was actually in America. So yeah, it easily could have been COVID. Stefan, for sure. Could have been COVID. Like I said, it was bad. Just sweating. But there are like as long as you pull through the other side, there's like some good times you can, try to see the light of things. Like I watched like a marathon of Finding Bigfoot when I was down and out, and I was like, let me just put on Finding Bigfoot, and I just like let it play. And when you're that sick, you kind of like go in and out of consciousness. You kind of drift to sleep. You wake up, and they're like, we haven't found Bigfoot yet. And I'm like, well, probably won't. But Stefan said, yeah, I suspect they dragged their heels to make the announcement and rules. Yeah, I think that's most likely what happened. Christy said January 2020, Michael and I got sick, but they would only test you for COVID. It came back negative, and they were like, well, it's not COVID, bye. Damn. So, yeah, that could have just been the flu. Could have been the flu. Most likely, if it came back negative for COVID. But yeah, I guess they didn't test for flu then, I'm assuming. Because then they would have had flu numbers. Wasn't flu was like way down that year. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this topic on here. I'm not trying to have the olive people show up and just get kicked off. Couldn't even get medicine for it. Had a whole stick touch my brain for nothing. Yeah, the way that they were testing for the COVID, it was very invasive. I'm like, sir, I get the stick up the nostril, but why do I have to pull my pants down? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Especially in a Walgreens drive-through, those bushes aren't very big. It was a little invasive, I thought, some of the testing. But you do what you gotta do, I guess, right? What's up, Raiden? Raiden 1222228. Hello, how you doing today, Raiden? Raiden is in the chat. I went around from doctor to doctor getting tested. It's a G fishy. Or were you trying to get out of something? Or were you just trying to have COVID? Like, were you positive at one doctor and then went to a different doctor, hoping it wasn't COVID? Damn, these fries. G fishy, I like the hands-on experience. Oh yeah. Yeah, that hands-on experience. A little handsy. That's funny. You just go around doctor to doctor. Please, stick it up my nose. Sir, this is the 4th time you've tested today. You don't have COVID. No, please, just stick it in my nose one more time. Oh, man. So much coughing, said G Fishy. Oh, man. That's crazy. So today's Wednesday, right? Today's Wednesday. What time is it? 2? 2 o'clock? 2 o'clock here on a Wednesday afternoon. We're going to be doing the stream. It's only been an hour and 20. I don't think there's too much else to. Let me check my notes. Took a couple notes. Yeah, I don't think there's anything really else. There was another guy. Have you guys heard of Clavicular? Does that ring a bell to anybody? Thursday here, said G Fishy. Happy thirsty Thursday in Australia. Walgreens. Shout out to Christy. Shout out to Christy for the clip. Those clips take a second to make. Do they really? That's good to know. Thank you. You're a solid 3.6. Oh, okay. Yeah. So G Fishy knows Clavicular, right? Clavicular. You guys know this Clavicular fella? We'll talk briefly here about Clavicular. Clavicular is a influencer on the internet. I believe he's 19 years old or something. He's a Looksmaxxing influencer. And Looksmaxxing is when you pay 100% attention to how you look and the way in which your face looks. And they call this Looksmaxxing because I guess intelligence maxing is out the window now. It's not about what's on the inside. Apparently, this new age of children, it's just about the looks, the jawline, the hollow cheeks. This guy was doing meth to get hollow cheeks. I don't even know where to go from there because that's insane. That's crazy. And this guy's an influencer who's like influencing other children to. He has children that are paying him a monthly fee so that these children can learn how to like do meth and take anabolic steroids at the age of like 14, 15 for the Looksmaxxing phenomenon. They want to look better, so they're paying this 19-year-old kid like $50 a month so that kid can teach them how to use meth and steroids so that they could Looksmaxx. It's nuts. It's crazy. I don't understand it. It seems very superficial to care so deeply about your looks that one would use meth as a appetite suppressant when you could literally just not eat as much food. If you need meth because you need an appetite suppressant, you don't have very good self-control. Self-control when it comes to not eating enough food or eating enough food, that's what it's about. Discipline, self-control. And this kid says, no, I have self-control because I don't do meth every day. I just do it sometimes. That's like the opposite of like discipline and self-control. I think if you're trying to lose weight and you're trying to suppress your appetite, the most disciplined way to do that would be to diet correctly. I think the reckless way to do that would be to use meth, right? That's... So yeah, the whole Clavicular thing, he's making his podcast run right now and telling people like, yeah, you should do bone smashing. That's another big one that Clavicular is into, is bone smashing. It's when you take your fist and you punch yourself in the face multiple times over and over and over again, most likely well on meth, so that hopefully after you break your bones in your face, hopefully they grow back stronger and thicker. Uh, Again, when you're on the meth, this really seems to help. The Looksmaxxing, according to Clavicular, who's, like I said, 19-year-old, definitely knows a lot about the meth world and the steroid world. Kind of crazy to me, and it seems a little girly to be so. I don't know if girly is the right word, but superficial. You know, this guy is putting on makeup. This guy, he does his meth, he puts on his makeup, and then he punches himself in the face. And he's branded this as Looksmaxxing. Have you tried like going to the gym and like a proper diet? You know, like that might be more beneficial in the long run than doing high amounts of steroids and meth and punching yourself in the face. But hey, what do I know? You know, I'm just a 31-year-old guy. You know, I'm sure the 19-year-old kid that's on meth probably knows a little bit more about that world. G Fishy said you could just stick to Nick's olive diet. Yes, exactly. The olives. What's the deal with olives, dude? I don't trust him one bit. I'm just asking questions. Zeke Weave said, hello, everyone. Hope everyone is having a great day. What's up, Zeke Weave? Good to see you here again on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Christy, yeah, Christy. It's you don't want to look into clavicular, you know, into that whole. Once you see one video, you know how the algorithm works. The dude's like a train wreck. You can't look away. So it's like the moment that you look at one video of this kid being like, yeah, it's actually very beneficial to punch yourself in the face and do meth because then I'll look better. Once you watch one video of that, then like a million other ones are going to pop up on your algorithm. And I just hope that my voice coming through whatever system you're watching this on isn't getting picked up on an algorithm. Most likely you're going to go on TikTok now and see Clavicular. I'm sorry. I do apologize. That's mainly the algorithm's fault, though. That's mental illness, said Elliot. Yes, 1,000,000%. It's mental illness. Undiagnosed mental illness. You know, like where are this kid's parents? He says that his parents like don't approve of what he does. So it seems like the parents are kind of like, you know, involved. He says that his parents used to try to take away his steroids when he was 14. So it doesn't seem like they really approve of what their son is doing. And I don't think anyone really approves of what Clavicular is doing. It's embarrassing. Like as a man, as a 31-year-old man, it's truly embarrassing that there's a guy named Clavicular that is influencing people to do meth, steroids, and to punch themselves in the face at the age of 14 years old. It's unnecessary. And it's going to lead to long-term repercussions for most of the people doing it. It's sad, you know? Always put makeup on after punching yourself in the face, said G Fishy. Exactly. You got it. Yeah. My bad. The Looksmaxxing community is going to come after me. I do apologize. It's meth, bone smashing, and then makeup. That's my bad, guys. I'm already subbed to him. I will be beautiful, said G Fishy. That's great, dude. He needs BTA. What's BTA? What is BTA? I'm slow on this one. Mental derangement seems to be fashionable these days, said Stefan. Yes. I think the people who are most deranged, the most mentally deranged people get the most amount of views. That's just the way it works, dude. Look at Candace Owens. Look at Clavicular. These people are mentally deranged and they're at the top of the world, of course. When I first started doing my food videos, I used to be crazy. I used to be almost appear like what's this guy on? Is this guy on something? Or he's wacky, he's wonky. Views used to be a little bit higher. And then I started realizing, wait a second, this isn't cool. This isn't it was me, but it was a different version of me. I had like a mullet and like the beard and it was a more wild west version of me. And I realized, I was like, this is not what I want to be putting out into the world. This is not what I want my children to be looking back at in 20 years and being like, hey, what is this? Dad, why are you telling children to do meth, punch themselves in the face, and do steroids? Dad, that doesn't seem very good. So I kind of think like that. I think like in 20 years, when I look back at this shit, what will it be? That's just, my take on that shit. Long-term repercussions equals enduring beauty. Yeah, that's probably what Clavicular would say too. I wonder what do you think? What do you think Clavicular would rate me? Because that's what he does. He does like his rating. That's how I think he blew up, was like rating people. I kind of blew up by rating food. But yeah, he would look at people and rate them instantly. So it's kind of wild. BTA, belt to ass. Yes. He definitely needed some of that, Christy. I think that's pretty obvious. Do you ever see Pump Up the Volume with Christian Slater? No, I didn't. I did not. Christian Slater is a good actor, though, definitely. Some people say I sound like Christian Slater or look like him or something. G Fishy said you should stream Wild Wacky Wednesdays. I'll probably stream every Wednesday, honestly. Worth checking out. Cool film. I'll check that out. Thank you, Stefan. When did it come out? Early 2000s, late 90s? Show us the jaw. Is this how you have to do it, right? I wonder what Clavicular would rate me. I wonder if Clavicular would look at me and be like, that guy needs some meth. That guy needs some meth and needs to punch himself in his face a little bit. And then he'd be good. I do look constipated. Hey, thanks. Actually, I'm actually not, though. I'm actually not constipated. A little TMI there. A little TMI. Yeah, probably late 90s, said Stefan. Yeah, let's check that out. Thank you. Thank you for that. So yeah, the whole Clavicular thing, I'm watching him on Bradley Martin, I think, right now. He's on Bradley Martin YouTube podcast thing. Chrissy said, did DK Metcalf steal all the tiny corns again this year? Dude, DK shows up to every family party. And everybody knows. When he gets there, you better get the mini corns in before DK gets to the family party. That's all I'm going to say. Because the moment DK gets to the party, everybody sees him and they go, oh God, get your tiny corns now. Because he's gonna eat all of them. And if they bring out seconds, he just takes the plate back to his table. Sometimes he doesn't even talk to us. He just eats mini corns and then leaves. Like, hey, nice seeing you, DK. Merry Christmas. Doesn't bring any gifts. Doesn't even bring an appetizer. At least bring potato salad. If you're going to eat all the mini corns, bring potato salad. Duck207 said, are you going to review any places local to me? Even ones you have tried already? Yeah, I've reviewed a lot of places local to me. To the point to where it was actually a pretty cool moment. My parents were moving from Buffalo to Florida. They stopped here and we went out for dinner to a local restaurant. I've never been there before. And I'll tell my parents like, hey, the food review thing's going good. you know, and we have our dinner at this pretty nice like Italian restaurant. And at the end of it, the owner comes over and she introduces herself and says she loves the videos. And my parents thought it was like a joke at first, because I tell them like, "Hey, it's going good," and they're like, "Sure, all right," you know. And yeah, the owner came over and introduced herself to me and said she loved the videos. And she's like, "I saw the reservation." She's like, "I saw your reservation this morning. I got a little nervous." I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy." But yeah, it was a cool moment, and it's like a full circle moment because my parents don't live here, but they were just literally here for a few hours. Went out to dinner, and um, yeah, they got to see. Hey, I guess things are going kind of good, you know. Um, Getting recognized is cool, said G Fishy. Yeah, yeah, it's cool. It is cool. It is cool when people say hello. Sometimes I get recognized, and people won't say hello, and I don't think it's out of like, oh, I don't like that guy. I think it's more of like a lot of people trying to like put my face to their memory bank and be like, where do I know that guy from? It's one of the reasons why I got the home gym going now because if I'm in the gym and there's 15 different people in the matter of like a couple hours that are like, and sometimes I'll look at those people and just say, hey, how you doing? And then they'll come over and say hello. Um, but there are definitely some people who, and I don't think it's a malicious thing, but there's definitely people who try to put the face to a name, and it's a little awkward. I almost feel like an animal in a zoo or something. Just like sometimes people just like stare and be like I said, that's why I often give them a little head nod. Hey, how you doing? And it's much better when people come up and say hello versus squinting and staring from a distance because that could be a little weird. Um, Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Christy, for making another clip. Let's go. There's already a few clips going here. That's awesome. Um, Let me see. I'm in the Charlotte area. Um, that's where we are living currently. Maybe you were just recognized in Connecticut by a fan. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, that 2 a.m. interaction or midnight, whatever it was. The guy who wouldn't speak anything just continually walked towards me at 1 a.m. Oh, yeah. I don't think so. I don't think so. Raiden said, "What's your zodiac sign? Is that like a scorpion? A Scorpio?" I think that's what it is. If that's what that is, I think that's what I am. I'm 31 years old, guys. Turned 31 in November. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Classic Scorpio, said G Fishy. Yeah, there's always like the people who say like, "Oh, if you're a Scorpio, then you're not someone to be crossed," And I don't, I don't know what any of those things mean, or if they have any correlation. Um, no, it's not on the 27th. G Fishy. I'm going to leave it uh, in the month of December, or sorry, November. I looked at the Christmas shit behind me while I said the month. My brain said December. But yeah, no, my birthday's in November. We'll just leave it at that for now. But yeah, I'm 31, dude. 31 years old. I'm getting old. I'm at that point now where like I could like not wake up tomorrow, and people would be like, "Yeah, that's what happens," you know. Good, that's my brother. Is a Chief Fishy. Um, yeah, so that's And it's another reason why I'm streaming today, dude, because I could like not wake up tomorrow. Like what am I doing? Wait until Friday to do a stream? It doesn't have to be Friday for me to stream. It doesn't have to be a Monday or a Friday. It could be a Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. I'm streaming today. I want to order Bojangles. Let's eat some Bojangles and let's chill. You know, that's I might not wake up tomorrow. So, man, and if I didn't, every people online would be like, "Yep, that's what happens when you eat out every day. That's what happens when you eat shit every day." I need y'all to come to my defense and be like, he didn't eat shit every day. He ate shit most days. Mr. Drip Tip. What's up, Mr. Drip Tip? What's up, Nick? I'm so used to hearing you screaming, LOL. Yeah. Yeah, when I'm in the car, you know, when I'm in the car, things are different. I'm when I'm in my car, I don't have this echoey thing going on. And also it's like a video. It's a different vibe. I really want to bring a lot of energy into the videos. But this is like you're just getting my energy, like baseline. This is like these streams are baseline energy. And then, you know, you kick it up a notch or two for a video. But I mean, you have to. I mean, you have creators out here like throwing bowls of milk at the sides of their car, you know, doing crazy things to get views. So you got to kind of, you know, amp it up a little bit. Still me, but Christy said, "Did you know that there's another reviewer close to me that does OF? Another reviewer? Like a food reviewer? Near you? Popular reviewer from the state I used to live in that does OF? OF. If you think about it, it'll click. Huh. Wow, that's weird. Is it BTE? Yes. Oh my God, I didn't know that person was doing OnlyFans. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm not. Okay, listen. So that was a shocked look, but when I think about it, listen, I had to block that guy. I had to block that guy. Here's why. And I don't like, there's a whole Twitter, said Christy. Oh my gosh, that guy's huge. That guy is huge. Who's paying money to see that? Huge as in like obese? No, like might have more OnlyFans people if he lost a couple pounds, right? I mean that maybe people love that shit though. I do OF on the side. I got $30 a month, making a good $3 a month. Is that real, G Fishy? I don't think that's real. That sounds like sarcasm. But Christy, I had to block that guy. That guy, yeah, I had to block him, and it sucks because I thought that we were like getting along online, and then all of a sudden, on Facebook, he goes into my comment section where there's people leaving me recommendations. You know, as people do, they leave recommendations like, "Hey, next time you're in Jackson, Mississippi, you should check out blankety blank." And so I went into like my old videos, and there's comments from another food reviewer, new comments in my comment section of people recommending to me to go to places, and he's commenting back at those people saying, "Oh, I just reviewed that. If you want to watch a review on that place, head over to my page." And he was spamming it, like spamming, "Hey, if you want to see that review, it's on my page." It's like, dude, that's not cool. That's genius, said G Fishy. Yeah, clearly this guy with he has the OF. It was in that moment I was like, this guy's just a piece of shit. Like the bad etiquette, said Stefan. Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. Bad etiquette. Improper, low ethics, low IQ. It sounds like the fact that you said he's doing OF, Christy. I mean, that's par for course. I think that's par for course for somebody like that, and it sucks. Like was he selling like feet pics, like little pictures of his tootsies or something? I mean, the dude's like 350 pounds. I don't know who's gonna be buying that. Word gets around quickly in that state. Did I call him out privately? Said G Fishy. No, I didn't call him out privately. I didn't see with people like that. Um, that's it's not a mistake. Like that type of comment, basically trying to poach followers in another food reviewer's comment section. That's not a mistake. It's malicious. It's like, oh, no, don't tell Nick to do that review. Go to my page and watch it on my channel. It's like, dude, what are you even talking about? Like, why would you even think that's chill? Why would he think I would look at that and be like, yeah, 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 hey everyone, go over to Blankety Blank's page. Don't watch my reviews. Go to his page. Oh. Christy said, oh, from what I hear, people are buying it up. Yeah, it's just gross. It's just gross. It's unfortunate, and there's a lot of people in this space that really aren't good people, unfortunately. And Christy, he also isn't a genuine food reviewer in the sense, like when I do my food reviews, and it took me a little bit to realize this. I was out, like when I would trash a place, they were fast food spots, and then when I started doing family spots, I was like, I'm not going to say this tastes like, a dog's asshole. Or if I do, I better make damn sure that it does, in fact, taste like a dog's asshole. I've never said that, though, and I don't know what that tastes like. So he's very aggressive, Christy said, I got excited when I saw someone local and then quickly was like, oh, you're kind of an ass. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, the guy's an ass. The guy's an ass for sure. And it's always the drama starters. Like, he's a very drama-oriented food reviewer. And whenever you're drama-oriented, it doesn't jive well. It doesn't jive well with making genuine food reviews. Because then you're always trying to make it dramatic. You're always trying to hype things up and make things more dramatic than what they need to be. And it's not genuine. G Fishy said, I'm a big devil's advocate, man. And I love that. I love devil's advocate. Maybe he didn't think it would hurt, said G Fishy 95. Maybe he didn't think it would hurt by when he was going into my comment section and telling my followers that he's going to be doing the reviews at those places. Maybe he would. Maybe he wouldn't think. I would like to think that he didn't think. I would like to think that it wasn't malicious. At the same time, I don't want people that don't think. I don't want to be associated with people that don't think and don't use their brain. Because more often than not, those people are going to do something even stupider, like make an OF. I don't want to be associated with that. There's so many creators in this space that it's like, man, like the attention and the views, people become consumed by attention and views. I get it, Let's see what chat's saying here. Christy said, I also think there's a time and place for R-rated jokes. White cream versus this is what your mom swallowed last night. Okay, sir, please stop right there. Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, there's very crude. And like I said, I almost try to do my reviews as if the owner is on my shoulder watching. So then I don't say things like that. You know, this is drier than your grandma's. It's like, okay. My grandma's is not dry, first of all. Second of all, G Fishy said, I gotta admit you have a great range of reviewing experience to describe tastes much deeper than taste good versus bad. Oh yeah, though I mean those are the I can tell instantly. I can tell instantly if somebody knows food or not. There are a lot of, especially for some reason in the South, for whatever reason in the South, there's like this one dude out of Texas, just looks like I don't know him. I don't know who these people are. But a lot of these people, man, they just don't look like trustworthy people. And the way in which they review food half the time, I could do it. I'll do it for you guys. First up, we got the Bojangles French fries. Pretty good. That's, that's the extent of some of the reviews that are out there. The chewing, dude, the chewing is something that really gets on my nerves. And it's something that I don't want to say friends. I have people that I know that are in this food review space, and they're mukbangers or whatever. And that's a kink. I didn't know that. I didn't know that until I got into this space, that people like sexually get off to mukbangers because of the slurping noises and because of the chewing and because of the close mouth proximity to the camera. It's mainly the slurping, I think, is the big one, Dave said, I have to go, but quick question. Do you have more than one Facebook page? Shout out to you, Dave. Thank you for being here today. If you're wondering, I don't have more than one Facebook page. There is one out there called Nick Buffalo. Please, if you see Nick Buffalo Facebook page, please report as spam. That's the big one I always get asked about. People are like, what's the deal with the Nick Buffalo account, I'm like, that's not me. That's not me. Please report that page. I do believe I'll be going to mention Nick Buffalo. Yep, that's the one. So yeah, if you see that again, please just report that page as a spam. Christy said, I see your TikTok imposter got taken down. Yep, that was big. Thank you to everybody that was on TikTok that went over to that imposter's page, because that really sucked. G Fishy said, I'll be back. All right. Nico Avocado is my fantasy, he said. Yeah, it's messed up, man, because the way the TikTok algorithm works is when you have like multiple pages, they like decrease the amount of views you get. So if somebody really wanted to like nuke me on TikTok, they would just create a bunch of fake Nick Metcalf pages. Peace out, Dave. Thanks for coming. Yeah, it's messed up, and those people are often like selling things. Some people have told me like, oh, like you asked me for money. I'm like, no, I didn't. I would never ask you for money. Like, that's a fake page. If there's ever a message from me, it wasn't me. It was not me. Um, oh man, I like this. I like this here today. This was a lot of fun. I don't think there's too much more here for us to talk about. I've had to go pee for like 20 minutes. Um, 13 viewers. Hey, 13 viewers. So you never messaged me saying I was cool. That was me. That was me. No, just kidding. It wasn't me. Uh, man, this was another awesome stream. Just another like good time, good times. And thank you, Christy, for making those clips. I'll take a look at those. I'm sure I'll be able to do that once I get off the stream. I'll take a look at those and I'll try to edit those into like the vertical video so that I can post it onto a new platform. What's new, Nick? What's new with Nick? What's new? Something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. I'll figure out a name. We'll get a logo going. Once it's no longer Christmas vibes, maybe we'll put it on the wall back there. That way. Yeah, maybe this way. What's new with Nick or something. We'll figure it out. Shitting across America. No. No. All right, guys. We're going to sign off here because got to use the baño. Mr. Drip Tip, thank you so much for joining in today. Stefan, thank you. Thank you for being here from Facebook. Christy, thank you again. G Fishy, shout out to all y'all. Y'all are here at the beginning of this, so very exciting. And yeah, I'm excited to get these other pages up. You know, I'll get these other pages going, and on Friday I'll tell you guys what the other pages' names are. And we can maybe blow up some of those clips. We blow up some of the clips, get some more people coming into the lives. And then Twitch will put us on the homepage in a couple weeks here, so that'll be huge as well. So exciting stuff, guys. Thank you so much for being here on this Wednesday afternoon, and I'll be here Friday, 100%. Start time around 12:15, just somewhere within that frame, 12:15-ish. Thank you, guys. Raiden, Mighty Henry, Christy, G Fishy, Stefan, Mr. Drip Tip. I love y'all. Peace out. Catch y'all on Friday. And stay tuned for the food review dropping today as well, because I go hard as